Popó's nap and the ants. In the heart of the savannah, very close to a lake, lived a very friendly little hippopotamus. His name was Popó. He loved swimming and having fun in the lake near his mommy and other animals. After playing so much, his favorite pastime was taking a nap. One day, after spending some time swimming in the lake, he came out sleepy and found a soft, round little mound of sand that looked like the perfect pillow for a nap. "Oh, how delightful," Popó thought, yawning so wide he almost swallowed a passing butterfly. He settled comfortably right in the middle of that cozy hill and, with a sigh of contentment, fell into a deep sleep. But what Popó didn't know was that little mound of sand wasn't just a mound of sand. It was an anthill, the home of thousands of very busy little ants. It wasn't long before a group of worker ants, led by the clever and determined Ant Fifi, returned to the anthill. They were in the middle of their most important task of the day, carrying the freshest, juiciest leaves to store in the underground pantry. "Oh no!" exclaimed the ants' leader upon seeing the immense hippopotamus occupying the top of the anthill. She said, "How are we going to get through with all these leaves?" The little ants stopped and stared at the sleeping hippopotamus. Some were frightened, others confused. The main entrance to the anthill was right under Popó, the hippopotamus. The ant leading that group, named Fifi, was very clever. She knew there was no point trying to push the hippopotamus. He was too big. She also knew that the work couldn't stop. "Attention, ants," she said loudly. "I have a plan. We'll try to go over the hippopotamus, but without waking him up, and try to find a passage to enter our anthill." The ants, who were great at following orders and working together, quickly understood. Instead of trying to go around the hippopotamus, they began to climb carefully and went right over him. The ants marched in single file, each carrying her little leaf, using the giant, still body of the hippopotamus as if it were part of the path. They climbed up one side and down the other, trying to get into the anthill, but the entrance was blocked by the hippopotamus. Ant Fifi thought again and had another idea, a bit more daring. "Ants," Fifi called. "New plan. We need to wake that hippopotamus, but without scaring him. What if he wakes up annoyed? Our plan will be this: tickles for the hippopotamus." The ants looked at each other, curious. Fifi explained, "We'll gently tickle him until he moves and gets off our anthill." Leader Fifi selected a few little ants, and carefully and silently, they approached the sleeping giant. They did exactly as Fifi had explained. Popó began to feel a slight tingling sensation, as if something were dancing on his skin. He felt ticklish and chuckled a few times, even in his sleep, wiggling his head a bit. The ants redoubled their efforts, but carefully so as not to hurt the giant. They knew they needed to be persistent, but gentle. Suddenly, slowly, Popó began to roll from side to side. And when they least expected it, he was completely off the anthill, still napping. With the entrance clear, the ants vibrated with joy. Quickly, they began to go in and out of the anthill through the now free passage, carrying their leaves. After a little while, Popó woke up, opened his eyes a little confused, and looked around. "What's happening?" he mumbled, still sleepy. He looked at the ground and saw the tiny, hurried ants. He didn't quite understand what had happened, but he felt a funny tickle. And then the hippopotamus returned to the lake, near his mommy, leaving the anthill free for the little ants to carry out their important work. And so, with a clever plan and lots of tickles, the ants managed to wake up the giant Popó and clear the way home. If you liked it, leave your like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow more little stories.